last year, in which they played a Riverside school in the CIF title.
Yeah, they lost to my team, the Ramona Rams, in that CIF final. But I'll tell you what, a couple mistakes here and there, and it could have been their championship. But they are a new team. They've got a lot of new pieces, and that line has done a phenomenal job in the offseason. That will be the key, the offensive line and the quarterback and the wide receivers. They're going to have to spread the field if they're going to get to this John W. North team.
The Pauley Bears lost to Ramona in the CIF title. Meanwhile, North began the year last week with a defeat against Ramona, a team that you're very familiar with, a team that's very well-rounded this year, and they took it to North early in the first half of that game.
Well, I tell you what, there were a couple bright spots for John W. North. Zavala, the quarterback, very athletic, not a dual-threat quarterback, but he is a threat on the ground. The big thing with North is the offensive line, and you cannot turn the football over. They had 4 turnovers in that first half of the last game. If they don't do that, they have a chance. They should have had a chance to beat Ramona. It's going to be a lot of Bronson Hogue and Zavala. Let's see if they can hold up that line and not turn the ball over.
Over the years, this has been an incredible matchup, and we renew the rivalry tonight on Riverside TV. Welcome to high school football and Riverside TV right here at JW North High School off of 3rd and Chicago. We bring you what is game 1 of the year for the Bears of Pauley High School, who are just about set to be represented now. JW North as well on the heels of their game 1 at Ramona last week. I'm Nick Rice, that's Jeff Gorham. A good one tonight in the sun from JW North High School.
Well, we have seen, like you said, we've seen North last week play against a very good Ramona team. Ramona did not have Sincere Tolbert in their first game, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't just that Ramona beat them. I think North beat themselves. 4 costly turnovers in that first half. A couple led to some touchdowns, and then a big punt return or a kick return for a touchdown. That is what sealed the deal for Ramona versus North. We did see a very athletic quarterback in Zavala last week for North, but we're going to have to see him be able to get the ball in the air. If they can throw the football, it will alleviate some room for Bronson Hogue. Hogue is a dynamic running back. We've seen him grow up here through the program, and North is going to have some problems because I'll tell you what, the last time we saw this Pauley team, they were in the CIF Southern Section Championship against Ramona High School, but we're going to get to see Victor Aguilar. He's developed a lot and looking much more comfortable at the quarterback position. So we're going to see some new weapons coming from this Pauley team.
You just heard Pauley being introduced onto the field with a chorus of boos at the North crowd. I'm sure the Huskies are looking for a win against this very club. They have beaten Pauley the last 3 times. It's been the experience and the size of North that's gotten the upper hand of Jaron Gilbert and the Bears over the last few years.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the line has always been the big, the staple for these North teams with O.P. Vaiapulu, who is really the guru of the defensive line, offensive line. But I'll tell you, Pauley's going to be able to, let's see if they can throw the football. And the biggest question is, can they run the football? If they can run the football and be a dual threat, they have a chance here tonight to beat John W. North for the first time, like you said, in 4 years?
Yep, 4 years. We got a big man about ready to kick this one off for JW North High School to begin what should be a good one tonight. Guillermo Lopez, number 54, ready to send it away. 81 degrees, not a cloud in the sky for this one today. Week 1, North and Pauley.
Yeah, the big rivalry here, John W. North, just down the road from Riverside Pauley. North being the 3rd oldest high school in the RUSD, so the 1st and the 3rd.
First game of the year for Pauley. North lost to Ramona last week, 33-19, 0-1 this year. Lopez to kick off. The Bears with 2 deep to return this one. Dominguez Wales is one of them. This one sails towards the sideline, reeled in by Michael Gaines Jr., number 2. And he is hammered at about the 20-yard line, but falls forward to the 23, setting the stage for the Bears' Victor Aguilar and this Pauley offense.
Yeah, Michael Gaines Jr., the junior himself, a great track athlete, free safety. They expect some big things from this young man this season.
Victor Aguilar, they expect big things out of this quarterback as well, who threw for nearly 2,000 yards and 13 touchdowns last year for the Bears, who are one of the great stories of the city of Riverside to join Ramona in that all-city CIF title game. First down to the 23-yard line for this Bears offense. 21 points a game last year for Pauley. To the outside, the first throw of the year for Victor Aguilar is a good one from Henry, one of the many veterans of this Bears offense. He's got 11, first down Pauley.
Yeah, Matt Henry, he's a big athletic receiver. He's got great hands. He plays baseball and has a basketball background. Coach Jerron Gilbert says he is going to be something special this season, as we see on the first pass of the game.
He did not have a touchdown catch last year, 32 receptions, 343 yards, but no scores. I think with that size, 6'2", 180 pounds, he's got to find the end zone a few times at the very least. Jacob Batcha, the tight end, was in motion. Aguilar under duress. He is pulled down by the hand of Julian McCullough, and a late flag is down. That may be a horse collar.
I'm going to say definitely a horse collar on North, but I like to see North getting after it. Last week they seemed a little bit flat after talking to Coach DeWitt just a few minutes ago up here in the booth. He said, hey, we got to get out and play every single week, and last week they just did not come ready to play. It looks like even though you get the penalty, they're going to be ready to play here.
Plenty of flags, turnovers, and some big miscues on special teams for North last week. How do you think Opelani Vaipulu addressed that during the week?
I'll tell you what, the fumble situation, you put the football in the hands of anybody that fumble, and you make the student body try to knock it out as they go class to class. That'll keep you to hold on to the football. But I tell you what, talking to OP earlier this week, he said, hey, first game, you can't make mistakes. We've seen it a few times over the years with the first game jitters.
Yeah, North and Ramona played a thriller 2 years ago in which plenty of penalties, in fact, at least 25 of them was the story of that back and forth game between the Riverside schools. They'll go run, and this is near the first down here for the Pauley Bears.
And if Pauley, I think, is going to win this football game, they're going to have to be able to run the football as they get their second first down after that penalty.
5-yard gain for Nick Palomares. The Pauley Bears, 21 points a game. This is an offense that returns many of the stars of last year who took about a month to a month and a half to find their rhythm before going 2-1 in the Sun Belt and going on a whale of a run in the CIF playoffs. Aguilar gets rid of it into doubled coverage, but it's caught anyways by Jacob Batcha. Third first down for the Bears on this drive.
Great play there. Fade over to the sideline. Perfect spot there to the big fella, number 88. Came all the way across the field. Look at the size they have. How big is that guy, Nick Rice? You got it on your stat sheet?
I sure don't.
I'm going to say he looks like he's about 6'4", and I'm pretty good at that because I am 6'8", 6'9".
Believe it or not,
6'9" with hair. Don't have that anymore. So I'm only 6'8".
Just a little bit shorter than Jerron Gilbert. Over the middle, tipped, and that's intercepted. Taken away by Tyleek Barra. A takeaway from the North defense, their first of the game.
I'll tell you what, I like the play call right up the middle, and you can tell that Pauley has scouted the last game because Ramona really utilized the middle of the field on that secondary. As we look here, not sure. Let's see, the pass might have been just a bit high. No, that was a catchable ball. But great defense there. Great fundamentals by the defense to get that football.
Well, it was a long year for Opelani Vaipulu, considering his defense was one of the worst in the Ivy League statistically. They come right out of the gates today with a marvelous takeaway from Tyleek Barra. certainly they expect better things out of this defense this year, does J.W. North. Defense and run has been the calling card for this program for years, Jeff Gorham.
And they have been. But, the biggest thing for North is they've always had, tremendous athletes. They've always had great receivers. And really, Zavala's going to have to prove himself that he can be a dual threat. He's, you've got Bronson Hogue in the backfield, but you got to develop. Hopefully he can, he's great outside running the football. He's just got to be able to make some complete passes here, or it's going to be a long night. They're going to rely a lot on the ground.
Yeah. Cameron Shannon was their quarterback last year for J.W. North, one of the few guys who graduated from this offense. Anthony Zavala scrambles to the 38-yard line. A gain of 7 and a first down. J.W. North last year attempted the most passes in a season they've had in the Opalani Vaipulu era. This was for the first time a pass-first offense.
And Poly running that 4-3 defense there. They're going to funnel everything to try to keep it in the middle of the field.
Poly will line up in that nickel package on a first down. Off the Calvin Rivers motion, they'll go run, and Hogue is buried in the backfield. Stuffed by Benjamin Matthews at the 35. Poly believes they've got it, and they do.
Yeah, there's the fumble bug. We saw it, like I said, last week. 4 turnovers in that first half. And there we go, the first one here on the third play of the North offense. And Hogue took a shot. There was a helmet right there from number
34, Benjamin Matthews.
Benji Matthews, he is the guy that everybody's going to talk. Benji Matthews, remember, he's the anchor on that defensive line. He plays all the positions up front. He's the returning sack leader and doubles as a fullback as well. So we're going to see a lot of Benji Matthews. We called his name a ton last year. He could be that staple on that defensive line.
A team high 64 tackles and 12 of those for loss last year for the 230-pounder, Benji Matthews. He got his helmet in there and did force the fumble. I didn't see on that angle. The run from Nick Palarmas doesn't get very far.
See, Poly's going to try to get some run game here. Try to get that defense really tight so they can spread out that offense eventually here.
A good flipping of possessions off of the turnovers, the interception, and the fumble. Maybe another week of walking around class with the ball tucked high in your hand might be on the.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's what Don Markham did when I was at Ramona. He used to make the running backs carry a football and the quarterback.
Aguilar, looking left all the way, finds his receiver first of the day for number 7, Devontae Cruz Davis. Out of bounds at about the 25. The Bears this year, led by Matt Henry, who made a big catch to begin the day, but they have plenty of receivers in this offense.
And so far, they've peppered every part of the field. They've gone to the middle. They've gone outside twice, one on a fade across from the right side to the left.
They'll go to the air again on a 3rd and 2. He pumps. Aguilar under duress. He's got an alley, but instead throws the ball to the end zone. A touchdown, Matt Henry. And the Bears, with whistles and a flag for the moment, are celebrating a touchdown.
I'll say this is going to be a hold, and there it is. It's going to get called back. Great offense, though. Just can't make the mental mistakes, and both teams so far costly here in the early going.
Let's see. Any hold on that one? Can you see? Well, that one was early in the play. Matt Henry, not just plenty of size, but plenty of speed, too. Got by number 6, Ricky Salonga. J.W. North has won 3 consecutive games against Poly. The last game won by the Huskies 42-14. The other 2 meetings in this series have been of a very close back and forth variety. With J.W. North certainly in the early going, has to be a bit frustrated by the mistakes. Aguilar dances on a 3rd and 12, and that passes over the head of Cruz Davis, incomplete.
And there's a little extracurricular activity there. It looks like this is going to be against North, I believe. Unsportsmanlike. Oh, they're going to call it on Poly. They were tussling.
Were they ever? Good job by Aguilar that time, buying time. We have 2 very good, experienced quarterbacks on the field tonight.
But what a nice crowd here, though. Both sides are packed. You have the world's greatest band. The Blue Star Regiment is here, taking up a quarter of the home bleachers. Poly side is filled. A lot of green and orange over there. A lot of blue and gold over on our side.
So RCC's band's going to have to take second place to these North Huskies.
The only reason RCC has a band
Oh.
is because of the Blue Star Regiment.
All right. We got the Chick-fil-A Panda in the audience as well tonight.
What do you mean we got the Chick-fil-A? It's not a panda. Wait a second. Stop it. Okay, this is the first Nick Rice-ism. I'm looking down, and he says, we've got the Chick-fil-A Panda. And I'm thinking, a panda? It's a cow, Nick Rice. How did you, I don't know, eat more panda? Isn't that what is their slogan, eat more chicken?
Oh, man. It's been a while since I got
Nick Rice.
Big-time graduate here of, I don't know if I should say.
You shouldn't say where you graduated from, because if you think that is a panda, you are in for a long night, my friend. There's no other way to say it. That's a cow.
That's a cow. Luckily, it wasn't on the screen. Who knows? It might have been.
If we can get a picture of that panda walking around handing out Chick-fil-A panda burgers, let me know.
Oh, man. Nick Riceism of the night. My goodness. This punt sails inside the 5-yard line and is in for a touchback.
Yeah, good to have you back, man.
Yep,
you and I haven't worked too
back.
much lately. We've got 2 crews.
That's right.
And it's always nice to see my friend Nick Rice. I don't call him Nick Wright. Nick Wright's an even less funny sportscaster.
Wow.
But Nick Rice, though,
yes.
Vista Marietta grad.
That's right.
Out my neck of the woods out there. I don't want to say where the stately Gorham Manor is, but it's somewhere out there.
Oh, if you've been to Menifee, you've seen it.
No one's seen the Bat Cave. Only Gazal is on.
Oh.
My partner, who is right now, he is up in Ohio, as they say.
As they say. North begins the drive through the air, and Jonathan Garcia reels in his first pass of the ball game. Not just Gazal, but we also have our partners John Rice and J.R. Ibarra on air tonight.
Are you and John Rice related by any chance?
Sure am.
Second cousins?
Yep. Long distance cousins.
Well,
as they say, he's from Ohio.
I was going to say this: if you're related to him, it kind of makes me think that maybe you guys could be related somehow. But he's really, really smart with pop culture.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's very smart with pop culture, and he's an English.
People say
teacher.
I'm very smart with pop culture as well, so it does make sense. It all's coming together.
Sure it does.
Off the hook play fake, Rivers gets decked. A flag is down 2. This may be late roughing on Poly.
Yep, that's going to be roughing the passer. In fact, they almost threw 2 flags on that.
Paul Robles, number 3, can't believe it.
Yeah, watch the umpire or the white hat. He almost threw a second flag. Oh.
Nice hit that time.
Great hit.
Elijah Williamson, number 25.
Now we have another game on right now. In fact, they started at 6 p.m. It's California School for the Deaf Riverside versus Foothill Christian. So if you are...
Can you believe they scored another touchdown, did CSDR? 44-21.
44-21, 2 minutes in the first quarter, probably.
Score correction, 46-21, a 2-point conversion.
As it's still the second quarter.
Second quarter.
Oh, my golly. That's going to be in the 80s. I love those kind. It's like arena football.
Yeah. Basketball on grass. We've got more penalties than first downs in the early going tonight, Jeff Gorham. That time, number 34, yet again, Benjamin Matthews. He's been everywhere with a tackle for loss.
Boy, you went proper. You called him Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. They go Benji or Benjamin. He's 230, but stands at 5'9", an interesting height-weight combo.
Oh, I think if he's talking to you, you have to call him Benjamin. For me, I'm a lot bigger than him. I'll call him Benji.
Benji. I'm a lot smaller than that guy. He is.
You're about as big as one of his legs.
It's a pretty big leg, I tell you. Second down and 15. Another quick pass of Bronson Hogue, and that Pauley defense has been swarming to the football. A gain of 2 on the play. Paul Robles with the tackle once again.
I've been impressed so far with Pauley's defense. They have been right there making tackles. A lot of fundamental issues here. Coach Jerron Gilbert and the staff. I'll tell you what, they scrimmaged Citrus Valley last week. Citrus Valley.
Woo.
What is the score there?
46-21.
Oh, man.
Late in the first half. We might finish our game before they do. Under duress, he goes down immediately. Benjamin Matthews, whatever it is, another sack. And no flag down either.
I'll tell you what, Zavala, though, that's not his fault. That offensive line is really giving it up to the defensive prowess of that 4-3 defense. I mean, they are right in. There's 3 guys that are getting past that first wave of Benji Matthews. Man.
Well, we mentioned Opalani Vaipulu takes pride in the ability to run the ball, win the battle up front, some good defense. Old school, fundamental Opalani Vaipulu, who took over for Dennis Brown in this much storied program. Line drive punts, reeled into the 38-yard line. Another good run back out of Michael Gaines, who stumbles to the 50, and it takes a couple of guys to bring him down. That is the kicker, Caton Ladness. Late flag down 2. Plenty of those in the first quarter tonight.
The first couple of weeks, we've seen penalties, and it really has caused problems the last few years. North playing their second game, Poly in their first. But let's say Gaines doesn't even call a fair catch. I mean,
yeah.
And his brother was an outstanding player at Norte Vista High School. His sister is was ranked second in the state as a sophomore in track and field. Right now she's 4th overall as a junior. So the Gaines family, very athletic, very good people. Have known Michael Gaines and his children and his wife for a number of years.
Well, he's one of those guys for Pauley High School that plays so much of the ball game, special teams and defense, and a little offense as well. Incredible athlete. 4-man rush with a twist. Aguilar steps up in the pocket, takes a shot, does Aguilar. Underthrown and incomplete.
Yeah, I think North would love to have that one back. That was a duck thrown right in the middle for anybody to get, but he just threw it in a perfect spot to nobody as the Bears get away with another one there. Could have been the second turnover of the game as we watch it here in replay. A little duress here early on. Gets out of the scramble, but that ball has a lot of hang time and just not enough power.
He got bit by the turf monster.
Yeah.
Tyleek Barra would have had his second pick in a row in this first quarter had he kept his feet. Aguilar flushed out to his right, takes a shot as he throws over the head of Jacob Batcha, the tight end, incomplete. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
The timing just a bit off there with the quarterback to receiver. Threw it a little bit too in front of the receiver. 3 minutes. This game has gone pretty quickly here so far, considering all the penalties.
Yeah. And turnovers. We say almost every broadcast, this is an awesome crowd. But this time, we actually mean it. This is an incredible crowd tonight.
Well, you look at Poly, they've got about 900 cheerleaders over there, and so does North.
Yeah.
And there's more yellow, what do you call those, pom-poms, and you can throw a stick at.
You know, for years and years, we asked the coaches why more Riverside games aren't played between each other in the preseason. And we're still wondering that question as these fans are ready for the game tonight. Matt Henry, the intended target.
Well, the longtime baseball coach at King, and now he is teaching here at John W. North, Steve Madrill. He is all over social media wanting to bring back the old Ivy League. And I mean the old Ivy League. It used to be the original.
Harvard.
Well, no, I'm going to go even further. Man, I'm an old man. Let me tell you, you had Poly, North, Ramona, Norte Vista, and La Sierra. But the thing is, you got to take La Sierra out of that. Maybe Arlington. I think they should have a citywide tournament in football. I know it's almost impossible to do. I know my guy Steve Madrill is all for it. I wish we could start a revolution and get just the Riverside schools back. So shout out to my guy, Steve Madrill, who's working the visitor sidelines.
And a fake punt run. Here goes the Bears across the 40. Maddox long, and down goes Long all the way. That is a 60 or a 56-yard fake punt touchdown.
A little trickery. No flags. Great run.
In a game filled with turnovers, incredible penalties, we have a fake punt too. Everything in the first quarter.
As I like to say, punters are people too.
Oh, are they?
Sometimes, and right now he just turned himself into a person.
Man of the hour, Maddox Long, number 9, who also couples with PAT duties.
He could be responsible for all 7 here.
Special teams was a bugaboo for North last week, and we saw Michael Gaines have 2 outstanding returns, and then Maddox Long with the touchdown. A rough first 5 quarters of the season for JW North.
At the end of the first quarter, King playing Kaiser. Kaiser not as good as we thought they'd be this year without their head coach Billy Cardoso, who stepped down. But King leading 7-0 after the first. McMains look.
King will play Pauley next week, and we'll have that game on Riverside TV next Friday night. The Wolves will play host to JW North, actually, next week.
Look, here's the play. A great fake. Look at that. There's a wall of guys, and look at the speedy punter.
Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Does he have 2 different shoes on? I believe he probably does. He's a punter. His right foot seems a little, it might be a little faster than his left. Oh, he looks like he might have the same.
7 different Bears on the block down the field there. It was the whole Pauley football team was running into the end zone. Here's a look at that play again. Whether it's the same shoes or different and all.
Oh, they are just taking guys out left and right. Great fake. Couldn't call for anything better. He was untouched.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you touch the kicker, he might get hurt. You got to protect kickers at all cost. Is this him again?
Wow.
He's got the 2 same shoes on. I thought, we've had some great kickers. We've had Chavez over at RCC. He used to wear 2 different shoes, and El Luce Legador of Arlington last year, he wore 2 different shoes. He's playing soccer, I believe, at Duke University.
Wow. All right. Usually they go the other way. Soccer to football. First return of the night, off to a rough start on a hop for Tyleek Barra at the 5-yard line. And he is spilled to the 16. An 11-yard return to set up a long field. That has been the story of the season so far. Turnovers for North and special teams for North.
Well, North had themselves a very good quarterback. In fact, Cam Shannon, he played last year. He is the quarterback. He's listed on Cornell's website as not sure if he's starting or a backup, but he is on the roster.
All right.
Earning a spot. Got a great, smart as a whip playing at Cornell University.
Incredible to see all these guys move on to college football. doing the game last week. Learned Tajon Henderson is now playing at Chaffey College. Good to see these guys moving on.
There's a couple of Henderson brothers that are now playing for Norte Vista, younger brother, and then there's a freshman that just transferred.
Tyleek Henderson, and then one other.
Just transferred in from Notre Dame High School, a young freshman kid. In fact, I saw them, the freshman team at Norte Vista play last week. He had 3 pick sixes. But like I said, he's about 2'6". He's going to grow into it. But I'll tell you, Ken Batdorf has some horses coming up through the next couple of years.
Ken who? What was his last name again?
I will say this, and I'm sure Coach Batdorf will watch the game. I said, hey, you're calling him Battendorf, and he heard that, and he said, you tell your partner, Nick Rice, if he calls me Battendorf again, I'm going to hunt him down.
You're going to hunt me down?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
well, first he's got to hunt down the CIF playoff seeding.
No. We're not going to change this. He said, you tell him. And you think I'm bad. He is 10 times worse than I am.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Really? Thought he was like a teddy bear.
Nope.
Anthony Zavala, number 2. He had an efficient game last week for JW North. 2 goal line touchdown runs, 6 for 9 with 56 yards and a touchdown passing. But unfortunately, he has spent a majority of the first quarter overcoming what has been a rough start up front. And with a minute to go in the first, North is punting again.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get anything going on offense. It's only been Zavala. There hasn't been too much Bronson Hogue here so far.
We're live at JW North High School, 3rd and Chicago. One of the Huskies late to get on, Adrian Asua. Now we're ready for the Caton Ladness punt. Michael Gaines at the 45. Drifting left, reels it in on the run, gets by one Husky. Gaines to the 40, shoved out by Barra at about the 25. And indeed, they'll mark him out about there. A return of 29, and he is late to get up.
Yeah, the kicker's net made the best tackle of the night right there on Michael Gaines. But I'll tell you what, you can't give Michael Gaines any space. I mean, if he's going full speed, he's going to gain some yards. That's the 3rd return he's had for bonus yards here.
The Pauley Bears in the Sun Belt Conference. It'll be interesting to see how they fare later this year. We'll have a couple of their games on Riverside TV. Playing in the division with Arlington, Valley View, Hemet, Rancho Christian, and Hillcrest. And the Pauley Bears.
And Hillcrest getting a big win last night over Santiago.
Oh, Santiago. I wonder if that is going to be on the pep rally tonight. I wonder if they're going to talk about that at all.
Oh, yeah, I think they are.
I
got we got the film of it last night, I assume.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll get it.
Pauley on a 56-yard fake punt run from Maddox Long leads 7-0. Michael Gaines down to the 7-yard line. A fitting close to the opening quarter. Michael Gaines, Maddox Long, Victor Aguilar, 3 of the stars for the Bears thus far through 12 minutes. 7-0 Riverside Pauley, as it appears we have reached the end of the opening quarter. Michael Gaines set up 1st and goal when we switch sides to begin the second.
And remember, join us tonight. Post game is the pep rally. It'll be at 11 p.m. on YouTube.
Wow, 11 p.m. That's really late.
No, if you're 12, but I'm a grown man, so we're staying up like everyone else. Join
no
Pep.
Curfew for Jeff Gorham.
Join Pep Fernandez and myself as we're going to have all the scores, highlights, and hijinks in studio tonight. We have some great highlights from various games, not just here in the city of Riverside, but all over the Inland Empire.
Who's going to be there, or is that a surprise? Who's going to be there tonight?
Who's going to be there tonight? I don't believe there is any special guests except Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
What about John Rice? He's a special guest, right?
And John Rice is calling the game over at CSDR.
Oh.
And I want to give out a little love to Emily Rice, who is John Rice's daughter.
And that's the name of my cousin.
That's
what are the chances?
Well, Emily Rice, I want to say, had a mishap and is in the hospital, but she is doing well. So I'm going to give out my best. My prayers go out to Emily Rice.
Yes.
Hope you do well. Hope you get better. John Rice, the teacher at Riverside Poly.
Your switch sides to begin the second quarter. So they wish the best with John Rice and family.
You have a cousin named Emily.
Sure
huh?
do. Goes by Emmy, but yes.
You might be related.
What? You know what? We might actually be.
You guys are the West Virginia version of the Rices. You guys are from the Adirondacks.
Oh, man.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, do
Nope.
you?
No
All
idea.
right, there we go.
Oh, man. You could say anything horrible to me, get right by me. Good job on the rush. In fact, the ball came out. A good hit from Cameron Whitehead, number 22 for JW North. There he is celebrating after the sack. Late flag down. Could that be late hit or roughing?
No, that's going to be unsportsmanlike. I think he's jawing at the referee here. And I think let's see who's going to go against. There it is, unsportsmanlike. Against North, that is a big-time mistake by John W. North. A great play is going to be taken away just because of the antics at post-play here. You got to be smarter than that.
Well, Jeff Gorham, I got to tell you, win or loss, I don't know if I'd be a big fan of being to a media room on Wednesday or Monday morning to check out the film of this game.
No, that's just a silly mistake.
That'll give him a first and goal at about the 6.5-yard line. Oh, will they give him third down? It should be, if I'm not mistaken, a first down off of the personal foul. But what do I know? They'll go run. Nick Palomares at about the 3-yard line.
I like the Poly Bears helmets. Not too sure what's on the side of them. They look kind of cool. I'm a big fan of the uniforms. I still say Ramona with the baby blue
Light,
and
yep,
navy.
baby blue, yep.
I don't like them when they wear the white ones, though. The white uniforms, they look like nurses.
So Jerron Gilbert's going to call a timeout and talk to the coaches. I think he's going to talk about it should be 2nd and goal, not 4th and goal. 10:36 left in the half. So I'm a big fan. Even though Ramona's got good jerseys, JW North's home uniform gives them a run for their money. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, in other words.
Yeah, they're talking it over. I'm with you, Nick Rice. I think it should have been a first down.
All right, I know.
Well, let's see. We'll see.
Opalani Vaipulu, one coach. Other side, Jerron Gilbert, former third-round pick of the Chicago Bears. Has that NFL experience going down to Pauley High School. 4-year coach at Harupa Valley, 1-year coach with Chris Fowler at Patriot, and now with the Bears for 3 seasons. In for John Rice as head coach of Pauley.
And Arlington and Ramona tied up at 6 after 1. Arlington with a big win last week. Hey, I didn't think they were going to be that good, but they're surprising everybody. And right now they're surprising Ramona being tied at 6. They got the return of Sincere Tolbert tonight. Oh, they didn't get the first down after they argued it here.
Yeah. Maddox Long, the man of the hour. Kick is good. He scored the first 10 points of the night as he jogs off. And Pauley's in front by double digits, 10:31 to go in the half.
So what's it, Maddox Long, you said?
Maddox Long, number 9.
Maddox Long, 10. John W. North, nothing. We should have our esteemed crew in the van put Maddox Long.
That's the new tattoo. Do you have any more room for him?
Nope. I only have Chavez on my Chavez.
Right.
I got a tattoo of Chavez, who had a great career at RCC. I got a tattoo of his leg on my leg.
That's awesome. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what's on the side of those Pauley helmets.
Looks like a scratch of some sort, like a bear scratch.
Oh.
Hey, we're going to be back in next week. We're going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday games. In fact, we're going to have RCC versus Long Beach City the defending national champs.
Oh, that is a good matchup to begin the year.
It'll be a 12 or 1 o'clock start.
Are you kidding me? When it's 105 degrees outside, have fun.
Oh, another mistake by special teams.
Yeah, certainly the first half has been filled with those. JW North does retain possession at about the 3-yard line. Bronson Hogue was the one who had a late return on that kick.
It's just not been able to hold on to the football the last couple of weeks.
JW North offense in the first half of the football game, we've seen a lost fumble from Bronson Hogue. We've seen a couple of big mistakes. Anthony Zavala has been sacked a few times. Special teams hasn't helped. Paulie's come out, even though North did have the week off. Paulie had the week off. North had the extra game to prepare. They just do not look sharp. In fact, here's a tackle near the end zone, but not quite in the end zone. Ball at the 1-yard line.
And Paulie's just going to blitz here because North has yet to be able to throw the football. They're going to continue to hammer that offensive line of John W. North.
Some meat inside. Danye Trammell, Tavita Hala Avatongo, and Julian McCullough.
Oh, that should have been a safety. Thank you. We had no lights, couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, they're throwing everybody in the box here.
Quarterback run. Anthony Zavala doing his best Jalen Hurts impression. In fact, this is a pretty impressive run. 5 yards into the 6.
What do they call it? The
Jalen Hurts, the
tush push?
Tush push. I know the NFL might get in the way of UCR pregame, basketball preseason highlights, but yes, Jalen Hurts, rough and tough this year, or rather last year. Until about week 13, then the doors fell off.
11 or 10-1, and then
they did. Reality kicked in.
He started doing his own thing. That's the problem. You got to be a
pretty much what Paulie did last year, but the opposite. Paulie started the season 1-6, won 6 in a row,
and went and played in the CIF finals against their bitter rivals, the Ramona Rams.
What are your thoughts of Ramona, who's up 13-6, and how they looked last week? Did they look like a team that could compete with Nota Vista?
I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with Shiner, the quarterback from Ramona, without Sincere Tolbert, and they played well. They played smart football. That's what Kim Mashinsky's teams do. They play within themselves. They don't play outside of. They don't try to do anything special. They play fundamental football. I'll tell you what, if they can play and get better and better each week, they have a shot. But I'll tell you what, Kim Batdorf, his smash mouth football, now he has a bit of a throw. They're going to start throwing a little more with Bolander. Bolander, in fact, they're playing at Arroyo Valley tonight. Arroyo Valley, not a good program, but it gives an opportunity for Norte Vista, Kim Batdorf, to work on his throwing game because he runs the child abuse offense, that double wing.
I'm sorry, the what now?
The child abuse offense. And he just throw guys up the middle. But now he's trying. He's going to try to spread it out because come playoff time, they're going to have to throw the football. I know Kim Batdorf knows that.
Well, Paulie, through the first 16 minutes of the game, has played a little, I guess, child abuse defense.
They've played smash mouth defense.
Smash mouth defense. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, we can't. Only Ken Batdorf. We can call it the child abuse offense. Old Don Markham stuff with it, but a little bit of a twist. But you saw him last week. Great offensive line.
Sure did, and they got this big guy playing tight end now who can just run over guys. That might not be a bad expression for Nota Vista.
But I'll tell you what, if you were in the River Valley League, you look at it, Ramona got 4th place last year. They ended up going and winning a state championship. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a good thing to get 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
Or an at-large in that conference.
High snap. Bronson Hogue on the call, hit and taken down at the backfield. That has really been the theme of the day. The Bears, led by Benji Matthews, number 34, but all the big guys up front have been winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to load up in the box. They just are going to do it until they can throw the football. They are just going – you watch. They are going all in. A lot of missed assignments from that North offensive line.
Brian Romero, number 68, was the one who officially records the tackle on that play. Last year in our Ramona conversation, I was believing in the Rams. I'm a big fan of Ramona, huge fan. And Ken Mashinsky and company winning the state title after a slow start to the year. Winning the River Valley League, though, is a whole different beast. Caton Ladinus drives this punt to gains at the 40-yard line. He has been a threat the entire first half, but he'll let it go out at the 48-yard line. A punt of 37 and no return.
Well, Coach Adams over at CSDR, he's on pace for 102 points tonight.
I think we don't have room on our score sheet for 100.
Well, if you've been to CSDR, they haven't renovated the field. They have an old-school manual scoreboard. They're up 51-21, 30 up at the half. It looks like that could be a running clock in that 8-man football.
CSDR, I believe, made it to the state championship game, or national.
They won it last year again, 2 years in a row. Yes.
Wow.
That's why we have them on their first game of the week. What we do at Riverside TV is you take the best team that finished the last year, Ramona and CSDR, both state champions.
We have state champion high school football. We have the reigning state champion in junior college football.
No.
National
reigning
champion.
National champions. Let's get that correct here, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Tom Kraft is coming back for his 750th season at the helm of RCC. He's only lost like 3 games in, I think, 12 years or whatever he's been there. He's lost, I think, 13 games.
Crazy.
Just a great clip and one of the best offensive minds in all of college football, not just community college football. And I believe he sent 26 players to the next level last year. That's more than they started, so that tells you how deep they are.
That is crazy. J.C. Jackson, Pro Bowl corner for the Patriots, played for RCC a couple years ago. Is that kick or that throws out of bounds? I think I was there for one of Tom Kraft's only losses a couple years ago, where he lost to Fullerton in the playoffs by, I think, 50. I think that's the last time he's lost. I think he learned a few things from that game. So next week on Saturday, home opener at Wheelock Stadium. I think game time temperature is 105. Something like that.
And on the field, it gets really warm. It's a lot warmer on that turf.
It should be a good, entertaining afternoon. Matt Walsh underneath after the broken tackle. He's got enough for what appears to be a first down. Matt Henry. Matt Walsh, a gain of 9, maybe 10.
Walsh has been really, really good here so far. Those are some big receivers.
I misspoke.
Henry?
Yep, Matt Henry.
Henry, they've got some big receivers out there. 88 and 81 are both big studs.
Ooh.
Big hit there. Did you see that?
You wouldn't think that Pauley was the one who did not have a game played last week. They look like midseason form right now. But kudos to Dron Gilbert and the Bears, who look ready to play tonight after advancing all the way to the CIF last year. A quick throw to Nick Paloramas in the flat, and he's near the first down yet again. Dron Gilbert, he's a couple years here now at Pauley. It was a slow start, but it seems in the middle of last year he's starting to find his coaching rhythm in the Sun Belt League.
Yeah, and they really, really have improved. John Rice kind of set the tone for it after, a couple of abysmal years. In fact, John Rice was the first coach here. He coached his first 2 years at this new stadium. He helped design the entire stadium. So a big shout out to our boy John Rice, who was a head football coach here at John W. North.
Blitz. This pass yet again reeled in the flat by Jacob Batcha, number 88.
And the ball's loose.
Julian McCullough was the one who pulled it down, ripped the ball out, and forced the recovery for JW North. Julian McCullough, number 15, and Matthew Santisteban is there for the recovery.
Yeah, OP out there on the field talking to the referees. Let's watch the replay here. Great catch. Right there. I mean, you got to hold it with one hand, and big fella number 15 got his hand on it.
Julian McCullough. Second turnover of the ball game from Pauley. And this could be exactly what North needed, but the Huskies have got to do a better job up front, Jeff Gorman. They're getting beaten badly in the trenches in this first half. First down with 4 receivers, and they'll begin their 5th drive of the game, down by double digits. A screen pass is not a bad idea, but some miscommunication, and that is incomplete.
So at the half, 54-21. Actually, it was not 51-20, 54-21 Cubs at the half. They're on pace for 108 points instead of 102.
Incredible.
Sorry about that.
We are on pace for 20 in this game today. There comes a moment when you're JW North down by double digits when it seems nothing's going right, where some of the confidence may get shaken for this offense if they can't get something together soon. Hogue on the call, a good idea to get him involved. An 8-yard gain. The Bears' Paul Robles with the tackle. It almost makes you wonder why Bronson Hogue hasn't been a bigger part of this offense in the first half.
Well, he's had his opportunities, but they have run blitz on him. And like I said, they've loaded the box.
And they did on that play.
And they're going to continue to do so, like I said, until North can prove they can throw the football.
Just a rough night for the Huskies up front. JW North is contemplating punt, and they will bring in the punt unit. The lone touchdown of the game. You can cross it off your bingo card, everyone. Maddox Long, the punter, with a 56-yard touchdown run.
It's been the Maddox Long show.
A 26-yard field goal, 10-0 Riverside Polys. He scored all 10. Number 10 for North, Caton Ladness. Also not a bad punter. He's back there at the 20. For fans of punters, kickers, and that's about it. Punt and kick returners. You're at the right place tonight.
Oh, here's Michael Gaines, and Gaines, I'll tell you what, can't give him much space here. If it's you got to get a lot of hang time on this football.
Ladness nearly blocked. A line drive to Gaines on a hop with the 33. Breaks 3 tackles, breaks 4 and nearly 5. This is some football player wrapped up by Wyatt Stewart. That was his least yardage of the night on a punt return.
I'll tell you what, if you are Opie Viaplu, you've lucked out of this one. The only mistake it is you didn't cover the punter, but they're still right in this ball game with 3:36 to go in the second quarter. A lot of time. North just needs to maybe get a couple plays here and there. They have not had that touchdown, or that home run, I should say.
One of those
things. They haven't had a touchdown either, but
yeah,
they haven't had that big play to kind of get the spark going on them. They have come out to play it a little better tonight than they did against the Rams, but still not a lot on the offensive firepower here.
A lot of yards for this Bears offense, but just a field goal to show for it through the first 21 minutes of the ball game. A short one yet again to begin this drive out of their bell cow, Nick Palomares. A 5'8", 165-pound running back, the feature back in this offense, but it seems the Bears are a more dynamic group when they throw the ball. Victor Aguilar did have an early touchdown to Matt Henry, wiped out by a penalty.
Look at the top of your screen. They're going to go. In fact, they're going one-on-one here. The receivers, let's see if they try to exploit that here.
Huskies line up in a nickel. Palomares on the call, and he is buried by Kamar Branch in the backfield. 6'2", 180 pounds, number 80, Kamar Branch with the tackle for loss. Should be noted the Bears have all three of their, no, they have two of their timeouts, two of their three, with 2:27 to go in the half.
And not too much of a point to call any timeouts right now, just because they've kind of remained in the center of the field pretty much.
Plenty of defense. The Bears have struggled on third down today. They do need 9. Aguilar looks left, and he's going deep. Down the field for Henry, and he could not make the catch. That is some coverage on the outside by, it appears, Tavita. No, that is Ricky Salonga, number 6.
I'll tell you what, that ball was thrown pretty darn good. That ball, I think, probably should have been caught. Let's see here, look at the replay. That's a good ball, a lot of time there.
Jump ball to Matt Henry. I'll take that any day.
Oh, that was a great pass. Great pass. Just a little bit better defense there.
Yeah, to my count, the Huskies now have their 6th drive of the game coming up. I mean, they've had plenty of chances. This has got to be the time where they put something together. If I'm not mistaken, the Huskies also received to begin the second half. .201 remaining in the second quarter. We'll give you score updates and a look around the city of Riverside when we return to the second half. Of course, plenty left for the Huskies. We had mentioned Jerron Gilbert taking over for a storied program, but this program didn't quite put together playoff success until they got there. He made it to the CIF title last year, but they made it to the quarterfinals. I believe we had the game against Northwood a couple of years ago on Riverside TV. And then they moved to the Sun Belt League, and then they're competitive in this league now too.
You know, it's football. You know, it's fall coming. I just saw a couple bats flying over.
We got bats. We got pandas.
Yeah, you got the Chick-fil-A panda.
Yeah. All of that. Fair catch. Reeled in at the 11. 1:54 remaining in the half and 89 yards to go. Down by 10.
And once again, join us tonight, 11 p.m. Pep Fernandez and I will be in studio where all the hijinks take place. We have a lot of fun, you know. Oh, and also, we got to mention the best show on Riverside TV, the award-winning Coach's Perspective.
That's right.
Had some head coach O.P. Vaiapulu and Jerron Gilbert on this week.
Boy, it's like Christmas Saturday with fudge and brownies on that show.
You know what? It's more like asparagus.
Asparagus? Is that what it is?
It's very vegetarian.
Okay, sounds interesting. Well, not much doing through the air, so the quarterback, Anthony Zavala, will tuck it and run for 5 or 6. Clock is running. Huskies with 3 timeouts, 1:40 remaining in the half. I think by this point, time doesn't matter. Timeouts don't matter. Just pick up a first down.
Yeah, if you are north, you got to try to get something here, but don't go crazy. Don't give an opportunity for Poly to get the football, especially if you get it here in the second half if you're north.
Zavala looks right, hit by Matthews, a bit underthrown, and that is a tough try. Incomplete to Mendoza.
Great defense, though. Man-to-man covers. Poly hanging right there, step for step, as we look at the replay.
Jack Coate on the coverage for the Bears. Did he get away with it?
I think he did. I might have thrown that one.
All right, well, plenty of flags in the first quarter. And a third down for the Huskies late in the second quarter. 10-0 Poly on a field goal and a fake punt run. And this is yet another disaster for the Huskies up front. You know, we brought it up earlier, but, man, Poly up front, they are just – that's been the game.
They have pushed that offensive line of North all over the field. And this is going to give Poly an opportunity here. I think they're probably going to – let's see if they call a timeout, and they do. Yeah. So Poly calling a timeout here with under a minute to go, 4th and 11. And Poly will have one timeout remaining. Look for them to go for the home run ball, try to get the score here before the end of the first half.
Did you see this type of, performance up front last week? Because this looks like a team that's getting, overwhelmed up front right now.
I'll tell you what, this Poly defensive line has been the star so far of this game. They've taken the passing game completely away from North, and they're saying, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to run the football. And so far, North has not been able to do so.
Yeah. I find it weird they have run almost all their plays right in the middle of the defense. There's a look at number 34, Benji Matthews, 230 pounds. And he's just been wrecking the game. Brian Romero up front as well. We will have JW North's game next week at King. That is one of 3 games in a row for the Huskies on Riverside TV. Plenty of Poly Bears content as well. We'll see them against King in 2 weeks. And at Ramona as well. Should be a couple of entertaining games on Riverside TV. Late in the first half, the Bears and the Huskies in a game filled with punts. Ladness is blocked. It bounces at the 10 and is picked up at the 13. It's got to be pretty easy to score from this distance. First down, Bears.
Wow, just another mistake by, I don't even know if it's a mistake by North. I think it's just great defense by Riverside Poly.
And the Bears have scored just a field goal offensively in the first half. And they got to figure out a way to punch it in at this stage of the game.
Let's see if they go to those big, giant, the tall receivers.
You can see it. Just the defensive front for Poly has won the game tonight. There's a look at that 7-yard sack out of Garrett Eche, number 11. First down inside the red zone off of the block punt. Aguilar is hit as he throws. Jump ball in the end zone. Plenty of contact. A flag is down. Is that a touchdown? He ripped it away to Joshua Dominguez-Wales.
I think they're going to call an offensive. It's going to be against the offense. He used a lot of hands there. It's going to be set back.
That doesn't take away from the catch of the day.
That was a great catch, but
Dominguez-Wales.
He was using a lot of hands there.
Oh yeah. Let's see if we got a replay for that one. I'm almost positive we've seen more penalty flags than first downs tonight.
Watch this play. I mean, it's a great catch, but watch. He is shoved. He gave a good shove.
Wow.
Held on to him. Just kind of shoved him out of the way. No touchdown, but a great catch.
Zachary Perez in coverage. First down, all the way back at the 27.5-yard line. Aguilar looks left and throws a jump ball to Matt Henry.
And there's the
incomplete, and that'll set the ball half the distance.
Like I said, they're going to go to the big guys and go for that jump ball. There's another pass interference call.
Matt Henry, 6'2", according to Max Preps. According to my eyes, 6'4". He just ran right by him.
I'd love to. That's a good call. I'd love to see a post play right here. Just go right up the middle with one of those big fellows. Maybe pulling a tight end. Go right up the middle.
What's in the play sheet for Jerron Gilbert?
You have the size to use against them. Let's see what they do here.
They do not have Jacob Bacha in the game, maybe their tallest receiver, but Henry is split to the top of your screen.
Bottom of your screen is man-to-man as well, one-on-one here. Let's see what they do.
Aguilar hit, and Aguilar is taken down. First by Matthew Santistepan, and the Huskies' defense has looked a lot like the Bears in the first half, shutting the door in the red zone.
And the clock is running here.
The Bears use what I believe is their second timeout. 10 seconds left in the half. It's hard to believe, but not unless you've seen the first half of this game. Poly had first down of the 13. They may score nothing on this drive.
They've been within the 10-yard line a couple times in this game. 60
crazy.
to 22 is our score at CSDR. Did I hear that correctly? 60?
Sure did.
No, 60 to 25. Yeah, it's getting close.
Opalani Vaipulu, head coach of JW North High School.
You say 60 to 21 we heard there?
That's just crazy. So JW North is in the Ivy League with Orange Vista, Vista del Lago, Paloma Valley, Rancho Verde, and Liberty. I believe that's a new addition.
Liberty's my favorite team. That's where the Gorham boys are going to go to school.
Really?
Yeah,
Liberty,
the Bison.
The Bison of
But
Liberty.
Orange Vista took a loss in week 0, but Orange Vista, the Somal says he has probably the best team he's ever had at Orange Vista. Rancho Verde is always good. Man, what a tough conference. That's what the Bears are in?
That's what the Huskies are in.
Oh, the Husky. Oh, that's going to be a rough one. Oh, the Huskies and Bison. Oh, my.
Liberty are 3-0 now as they beat 2-0. Sorry, they just beat Sultana 30-19. That game was last night. Aguilar hit as he throws with time running out in the end zone. It's a touchdown. He got just the 1 foot in with a second to go.
Let's see there. I'm going to see the replay on that. Great catch. I thought he was throwing it out of the end zone, but if that is a good catch, that is a great play.
Matthew Padilla for the Bears. You got to be kicking yourself if you're the Huskies who pushed them all the way back off of the timeout. Matthew Padilla with his second touchdown in as many years. And this one on a prayer from Aguilar.
Let's look at those feet. Oh, he was on that line, didn't it? Look like I would love to see that. Can we do that one more time?
And that kick is blocked. So our halftime score, it should be 16-0. We've got a second left. I mean, this game has featured everything, and now you've got a potential touchdown that may be out on Matthew Padilla. Here's a look at the touchdown again.
There's a different angle here. Sure looked like his foot was on the line. I could be wrong because I'm blind, but let's look. Right. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
He was on the line.
It was close, but it was. 16-0, Riverside Poly. And Aguilar touchdown to Matthew Padilla. And a fake punt score from Maddox. That is the first points of the day, scored by someone other than the Bears punter.
Maddox Long, right?
Maddox Long, number 9. Maddox Long will kick it off, and outside of a disaster, the score will be 16-0 at the half. Squib kick, bouncing of the 40. The up man gets clobbered at the 37, but hangs on to it to close the first half. And with 2 quarters complete, the Huskies, since the opening drive, just could not do much up front offensively. And the Bears break through on the final moments with an Aguilar touchdown to Matthew Padilla. 16-0 at the half. We'll have scores and a look around the city of Riverside and how good are the Liberty Bison? That answer right after this on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. Trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a 1-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department wants you to know how holidays affect your trash service. trash pickup will not be available during major holidays and collection times will be adjusted in response. Residents with city trash service will see the following adjustments. For Monday holidays, your Monday collection will happen on Tuesday and Tuesday collections will occur on Wednesdays. For Thursday holidays, Thursday service will occur on Friday and Friday service on Saturday. For Friday holidays, your Friday service will occur on Saturday. Residents served by outside vendors will experience a one-day delay of service for each day after any holiday taking place Monday through Friday. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
The Riverside Libraries have new hours and are now open on Sundays. Now you'll have more time to explore, study, and learn about the things that matter to you the most. The new hours for Arlington, Arlanza, Marcy, La Sierra, Orange Terrace, Eastside, and Casablanca libraries are Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., while the Downtown Main Library is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. To find out more information about the new hours along with events and programs at the library nearest to you, visit riversideca.gov/library.
I'm Cheech Marin, and we're inviting you to reserve your spot for the inaugural showing of Cheech Collects. So get your tickets today. We're looking for you.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Our convenient curbside trash collection services help promote a clean and healthy Riverside. But what do you do when you have items too big or heavy for your can? That's where our bulky item pickup service can help. Before you call for help with your bulky items, be aware that not all items are acceptable for our free curbside service. Furniture, tree trimmings that are properly bundled and no longer than 36 inches, water heaters, and other non-hazardous materials are fine for curbside pickup. Appliances containing freons such as refrigerators, freezers, and room air conditioners may also be picked up curbside by separate appointment. Unacceptable items include hazardous waste, antifreeze, paints, filters, and tires. We also cannot pick up electronic waste such as computer monitors and televisions, or fluorescent bulbs and household batteries. Construction or demolition materials such as scrap wood, metal, concrete, doors, and drywall are also not accepted. These items may be dropped off in person for no cost at the Agua Mansa transfer station or at one of our Clean Up Riverside events. For more information and the current schedule for these drop-off events, please visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside or call 951-826-5311, your one-stop shop for city services. To schedule a bulky item pickup, first call your service provider for an appointment. On the day of your appointment, please make sure that your items are curbside by 5:30 a.m. You may have up to 5 items picked up at each service call. If you have an appliance containing Freon, please call the Appliance Recycling Center of America at 1-800-654-2722 for your free pickup appointment. RPU customers may even qualify for a rebate. Visit riversidepublicutilities.com for information on current residential rebate programs. To find out more about the City of Riverside Trash Services or our Clean Up Riverside events, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Live local. Help support your favorite businesses with the Shop Riverside Community Card. With over 200 Riverside businesses giving exclusive discounts and offers to community card holders, there's something for everyone. Participating organizations sell these cards for only $15 each, with $10 going straight back to the organization itself, making the Shop Riverside Community Card a fantastic way to support your favorite local group. For more information about the Shop Riverside Community Card and to find participating businesses, please visit shopriversidenow.com. And don't forget to live local. Shop Riverside.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. When placing your trash containers for pickup, please observe the following. Place each container with at least 3 feet separation from each other and at least 6 feet from obstructions such as parked cars, fire hydrants, mailboxes, and trees. Your bin should be placed at the curb no later than 5:30 a.m. on your collection day with the arrow on the lid pointed toward the street to ensure your bins get emptied. If you are experiencing issues with your trash collection, or perhaps need a replacement for a damaged trash bin, please contact our customer service call center by using the 311 app or website, or by dialing 951-826-5311 to reach one of our customer service representatives. And for more information about trash services, recycling, or bulky items, visit the Public Works website at riversideca.gov/publicworks. The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
Hi, welcome to the Riverside Energy Resource Center. I'm Chuck Casey, the Utility Generation Manager. The Riverside Energy Resource Center consists of 4 large generators. They're 50 megawatts each. They're vital during summer peak periods and year-round when we need the power. Each year, we get special permission to take a preventive maintenance outage. We found a piece of metal missing from a rotating blade, which caused some subsequent damage, and it was prudent maintenance practices to repair that damage before we operated again. In the summer peak period, that can be very important. That power would have to be replaced with some other power, possibly external to the city or from a different source, likely sometimes not available at all. Doing this preventive maintenance paid off. We found the problem, we all worked together to get the unit removed, up to the repair facility, and back while power demands were low, so they can run their air conditioners and charge their electric vehicles. The Riverside Energy Resource Center has become more and more important each year. As we add more homes and more air conditioning load, more commercial industrial properties, having this large power plant within the boundaries of our electric system allows us to start the plant up during those peak demands to help the customers and greatly increase Riverside Public Utilities' reliability.
The Riverside City Clerk's Office's mission is to enhance community trust and promote equitable public services by providing accessible and efficient legislative support, digital services, and city records to residents, city council, city staff, and business partners. We prioritize fiscal responsibility and adapt innovative services to meet the ever-changing needs of the community. We strive to provide residents and businesses with responsive and optimal services. So what does that all mean? Our lean and high-performing team is divided among 3 important functions: legislative, administrative support, and resident services. Besides working as a partner with every city department, the city clerk's office is responsible for many public-facing duties such as our passport acceptance facility. The passport team averages over 6,000 applications processed annually, making us the most widely used and highest-performing passport facility in the region. As the keepers of the city's legislative historical record, we are the go-to office for public information requests. On average, our office fulfills over 1,600 requests a year with a 3-day average response time, much faster than the 10 days required by state law. Every 10 years after the U.S. Census, the city is required to redraw its ward boundaries to ensure equal representation, and the city clerk's office is an integral part of that effort. In 2022 and 23, we hosted and attended 40 community meetings to gather input from our residents on how we should reshape Riverside. Visit ReshapeRiverside.com to find out more about this process and to learn about Riverside's new ward boundaries. The City Clerk's Office is also responsible for municipal elections, as well as the onboarding and swearing in of all newly elected council members and newly appointed board and commission members. Our office processes all applications for new members and provides annual training for the city's legislative bodies. We provide staff and legislative support for 8 of the city's 18 boards and commissions. The City Clerk's Office also provides agenda processing for City Council and committees, as well as the boards and commissions that we support, averaging over 200 agendas processed per year. As the City of Riverside's filing officer, the City Clerk is responsible for processing financial disclosure forms for public officials as well as routing contracts for execution. All this work would not be possible without our dedicated team. City clerks truly are the grease that keep the wheels of municipal government turning, and our office is here to support Riverside's residents by ensuring that the decision-making process is transparent to the public, complies with federal, state, and local regulations, and is properly recorded. If you have a public records request, want to know more about the city's legislative history, or have an interest in running for public office, the Riverside City Clerks team is here for you. To find out more, please visit riversideca.gov/cityclerk.
Welcome back. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham of Riverside TV. Game 1 of the year for the Pauley Bears, but they came out real sharp after the early interception out of Tyleek Barra. Not much doing in the first quarter from number 4, Victor Aguilar, and the offense. This touchdown to Matt Henry was wiped out by a penalty of the holding variety. But the big play, Jeff Gorham, was on special teams. Number 9, Maddox Long with a 56-yard fake punt touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic. It was the Maddox Long 10-0 over John W. North.
Yeah, he also made this field goal. It was the Maddox Long show in the first half. The Huskies offense was stuck in neutral the entire day. And with 1 second left in the second quarter, highlight of the day, a touchdown pass to Matthew Padilla. 16-0 Bears at the half.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it could have been a lot worse. John W. North, who we saw play last week, gave up 4 fumbles in that first half against Ramona. They just haven't been able to get anything on offense going tonight at all. It's not been Bronson Hogue. It has not been their their quarterback, Zavala. It has been the defensive line of Riverside Pauley that has dominated, I say, this game.
Led by Benji Matthews, Brian Romero, and Garrett Eche. So, quick update around the city of Riverside. Rubidoux at the half, up 7-0 on the road over Citrus Hill. Notre Vista has blanked Arroyo Valley 31-0 at the half. King up over Kaiser 35-0 at the half. Ramona has jumped back into the lead over Arlington 27-19. CSDR 68, Foothill 21. And that other game on Riverside TV, thanks Scott Brocious. JW North set to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. A sluggish first half out of that Husky offense. We'll see if this, what should be a pretty good return, begins the second half as Angel Hernandez, number 4, begins with a return out to the 32-yard line. The Huskies, to my count, had, I think, 2 first downs. It did not look very good in the first half.
No, they have to rely on Bronson Hogue, but like I said, Pauley normally runs that 4-3. They're just throwing everybody in the box and saying, hey, we're going to dare you to throw. And North has just not been able to get the ball off because that solid defensive line of Pauley has been dominant.
An incredible club, the Bears, who had a bye last week. Pauley has lost the last 3 meetings and was blown out against the Huskies a year ago, 42-14, but has thrown the first haymaker in the first half. Hogue with a head of steam is upended at the 39-yard line. You know, if you're going to go down in tonight's game against the Bears, you better go down featuring Bronson Hogue.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, you got to get something out of him. If you can run the football, you might be able to throw it. But like I said, until they make them throw the football, they're going to continue to stand there and take him away.
Yeah, JW North, last year's breakout season for Cameron Shannon, earning him a Division I trip to Cornell, from one Ivy League school to another for Cameron Shannon. Anthony Zavala, a little smaller in stature, but a similar skill set to Cameron Shannon. What is his lone year as starting quarterback of the Huskies? A couple yards from Bronson Hogue, and this is where Zavala and company have had a major problem. On third downs, they've gone backwards more than forwards tonight, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and it seems like it's just been we haven't seen this many punts probably ever the last few years here at Riverside TV. Haven't seen this many punts. His legs are going to be tired tomorrow.
And the arms of the officials, don't forget about those.
Well, they've thrown some flags here. Let's see if we can get a cleaner second half.
Bronson Hogue, the running back, and they will feature Hogue. Good idea, as he's buried at the 47, first down.
So, the 3rd first down of the night for
the Bears. Devin Harden makes the stop.
That's the first time we've heard Devin Harden's name tonight. Devin Harden, one of the good players for Riverside Pauley.
Benji Matthews, Brian Romero, Garrett Eche up front on that defensive line.
Yeah, he's a nickel backer. Had a tremendous offseason. Great athlete.
He's one of the 7 to drop into coverage, and that's all they needed. Benji Matthews with his second sack of the night, joined by Ryan Sanchez.
Benji Matthews inflicting some pain.
Matthews maybe a little fired up after giving up the first down, saying that might be enough on this drive.
Remember, Benji Matthews only a junior.
Now, it looks like the Pauley Bears, if Benji Matthews plays like this, are going to be a huge challenge in the Sun Belt League. Before then, they will be tasked with a road game against Sultana. They'll play King, Ramona, and Redlands. That is their preseason schedule, the Pauley Bears this season. Rivers in motion. After the 5-yard sack from Matthews, Hogue gets about a yard of that back. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Yeah, let's go through that schedule again. What are those 3 games?
At Sultana, King, at Ramona, and Redlands. At Ramona should be interesting.
That's that's the repeat from the CIF championship on that same field.
Yeah, sure is.
That should be a good one, but I think that the Bears have a chance to win a couple games there. King, though, I tell you what, that King is probably, I want to say, the best team right now. I know it's early in the season, but I think they're the best team in Riverside, followed by the team you saw last week, Norte Vista High School.
Followed by Norte Vista?
Wow. Yes. I think Jason McMains has done a phenomenal job since coming up there on Wood Road.
Jeez. King up 35-0 at Kaiser at the half.
And that's not a surprise. Like I said, Billy Cardosi, longtime coach, 2-time CIF champ over at Kaiser, decided to step down, and it was for no other reason that, he's wants to spend more time with his family, and you can't fault a man that wants to be, spend time with his young family. He's got a young daughter. He's adopted a daughter, and I know they have another one coming on the way through adoption, so he's a big advocate for adoption, and love Billy Cardoso.
Yeah, such a cool guy. King, we will see them when they play Murrieta Valley, JW North.
Hey, the tough one, though, there's Murrieta Valley without Bachmeyer. Bachmeyer is down probably for the year is what I've been told.
Really?
So, but they had a great running back who was the Inland Sports Player of the Week last week. He had 5 touchdowns in that victory for Murrieta Valley. But, yeah, I had hoped that we would see Bachmeyer versus Centennial, and I think we have Daryl Trujillo up here. Said Centennial was down. What was the? Wow, so Centennial could go start the season 0-2.
Wow. And there, Bachmeyer commit to Stanford.
Heck of a player. You have Bear Bachmeyer, you had Tiger Bachmeyer, and Hank Bachmeyer.
Oh.
So you had 2 animals, and then you had a Hank. Hank, who played at Paloma Valley. And that score is, I don't have my glasses, 24-0. Wow, it's 24-0. I have my glasses. I just can't see that far. 24-0.
They didn't need to know that.
To Santa Margarita, you said?
Yeah.
Wow, so 2 teams from that great league. What is that? You have Servite. You have Santa
Number
Margarita.
56, Frankie Flores is down, by the way.
You have Modern Day. That's a tough league right there. But, yes, Centennial going down again with a big surprise. But Chaparral is up at Apple Valley. They were leading by 1 earlier today. Chaparral, I think, is one of those other schools that could win it all. They are phenomenal. They work hard in the weight room all season long, and they just get better and better every year under Coach Raymer, who's done a great job.
All right.
Let's go over the rest of our schedule here. If we got that.
Sure.
I saw you pull that up. Let's look over let's see what we have next week. I know we have a 3-game set.
Gee whiz. King against North on Thursday.
Thursday night matchup. King, is it here again, or are we at
King?
At King. Okay.
Hillcrest and Ramona.
And that'll
chance
be
to see Travis Carter's crew for the first time.
At Ram High.
At Arlington.
Is it? Huh? At Arlington. Holy cow. Oh, I don't know if that's, maybe it is.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Oh, it is, because it must be a Hillcrest home game, and Norte Vista is playing at home next Thursday. So that is why Hillcrest is playing Ramona at Arlington. And then the grand finale, the defending national champs, it'll be RCC versus Long Beach City College.
Right.
So a start to another great season for Tom Kraft and the Tigers. In fact, we sat down with their athletic director, Cliff Docterman, and we're gonna play that this upcoming week on the Coach's Perspective or prior to the game. And we have a lot of wonderful stories going on at RCC. They got second in the President's Cup, which is the highest honor you can get as a community college.
Wow.
They had less sports than the team that won the cup. They got second, but they were only 2 championships away from winning that cup. So RCC dominant in all their sports, track, football. You've got a great basketball program under Phil Matthews, who is a North graduate.
Shout out to Jim McCarron and the track team. They've fielded a couple of guys who are training for the Olympics. I mean, this is not a junior college according to their athletic success.
And we've talked about it. I firmly believe that RCC's football team could beat some big time. I mean, not big time schools, but some FBS schools for sure.
You think so? I think they could beat Colorado, who almost lost to North Dakota State yesterday.
North Dakota State, they took out their quarterback. They lost by, 6 yards?
Yeah.
I stayed up and watched that with my little boy last night, and he got a little. He's just turned 8, I should say, last week, and he tried to watch football. Then he got onto his little iPad and he was looking. My son is into airplanes.
Oh,
yeah, he's very into airplanes, so he's telling me about all the airplanes.
We got the neon lights out there. The Pauley end of the field. 3rd down and 13 after the injury out of Frankie Flores in the timeout. Anthony Zavala yet again under duress, but this time Bronson Hogue makes a play and converts the 3rd down. 3rd and 13. It's a gain of 14.
Man, Hogue tipped that and then almost lost it, but got it right to himself. So North now moving the football, getting their 4th first down, 2nd of this drive.
We had our talk on RCC. We'll talk about it more at the end of this drive. But the amount of guys moving on to Division I schools and the NCAA from RCC is incredible.
Jordan Barton is the starting quarterback up at Sac State this year. A national championship quarterback. Talked to him yesterday, in fact.
Did you?
I did.
Right. 7th play of this drive and another Bronson Hogue run. Wrapped up by Ryan Sanchez on the gain of 4, maybe 4.5. Bronson Hogue, 3.5 yards a carry against a good Ramona defense last week. It took them a while, but Bronson Hogue, when he's the feature runner, I mean, this offense looks much, much better.
Yeah, and they're going to have to go to him because there has not been much of a throwing game tonight. Zavala, who was pretty impressive out of the pocket last week, has kind of been stymied and kind of held to the middle of the field. In fact, we haven't seen a North player run to the sideline all game.
Which, to me, would be the game plan.
They have not gone to the sweep, and now they, as they say that, tough play there for Zavala.
Garrett H.A., number 11, and Jace Bahena, number 32. But there was 3 Bears there. You conclude Benji Matthews. Here's a look at the play again. More Bears in the backfield than Huskies. That's probably not a good idea. Now, granted, the difference between the Bears and the Huskies, animal-wise, is relatively minor.
Oh, Bear would eat a Husky.
Oh, would he? A big Husky? Is there a small bear?
No. Bear. Any kind of bear. You put a cub against a Husky, it's going to eat him.
Let's see what they can do on a 3rd down. Hogue on the draw, no chance. Benji Matthews, yet again.
He's going to bring up a punt situation again.
Time to stretch out and ice the leg after this one from Caden Ladness. Senior punter. Couple of electrifying returns in the first half. One nearly for a touchdown, wiped out by a hold. Michael Gaines, deep to return at the 10-yard line.
68-28 final. CSDR of Foothill Christian. That nearly got blocked again there.
Gaines on a hop at the 10. Finds a seam with a block at the 15. Outside to the 20. The 30. And Gaines is wrapped up inside the 40-yard line by Adrian Asua. You had mentioned Jordan Barton is at Sac State. He joins one of their linebackers, Matthew Eskridge. RCC player at Temple. Another one at UConn. The kicker is going to Idaho State, Gabe Panikowski.
Panikowski following the place of Chavez, who
That's
played
right.
at Idaho State.
How about Kicker University, RCC? We have a Morehouse College commits. Northeastern State, Roosevelt, Benedictine, Redlands, and Graceland. Those are the universities that will feature RCC Tigers this year. Not just the guys from last graduating class, just this graduating class.
And a hold on that play, so the great run from Gaines is negated.
So Jordan Barton was the guy who I think set the SCFA record in touchdowns in a game, right? Didn't he have a 7 or
Yes,
something?
he did.
Incredible stuff. Paul Robles, his first carry of the ball game, and a gain of 3, maybe 4. In the middle of the third quarter, the Bears are bringing in some of their reserves, up by 2 possessions. The Huskies began the second half with a good dose of Bronson Hogan, the running game, but overall the Bears have got to be kicking themselves. 2-score game with a lot of points off the board until the late Padilla touchdown. Points on this drive would give them a pretty big lead late in the second half. Robles, a first down that they needed as he races with a 41. Tyleek Barra on the tackle.
And Polly going to the outside, getting some yardage there. They saw on that punt return and decided, hey, let's test the outside. Big pickup there.
The 6'2" Matt Henry in the slot. A nightmare for opposing defenses if he could be in the slot like that. They'll throw the outside slant instead. That is behind his intended receiver. Incomplete to Padilla. Dominguez Walls, rather, number 5. So, Pauley, part of what helped them win 6 in a row was that they played in the CIF Division 11 playoffs. Doing the Notre Vista game last week and realizing the Braves had such an incredible regular season but made it to the Division 4 playoffs. Is there ever maybe a moment, just as speculation, where these coaches think, I may want to not play up to 50, 60 points in a blowout if I want to play in a lesser division?
Yeah, but the problem is with North Vista, and Ken Batdorf and I go over this basically daily, is you win the River Valley League, if you're winning 8, 9 out of 10 years, you're never going to drop down to a division you're happy with. That's just the way it goes. Look at, Ramona gets an at-large, which is, essentially 4th place. They get dropped down to a Division 11 and go on and win the state. We saw that with Arlington 3 seasons ago.
2-8 to a CIF title? Something like that.
Yeah.
There is 1 year where JW North got into the Division 10 playoffs. This is 2016 at a 1-9 record. Do you remember that year?
I do.
And they played Lusinger in the quarterfinals, finishing the season 2-10. And that's a good job winning a playoff game at 2-10 in 2016. 42-0. What was that? We're getting a score update right now.
Is that Norte Vista? King is up 42-0
Wow.
on Kaiser. That's going to be another
Quite the matchup.
a great win for Jason McMains and Martin Luther King.
Join us on Riverside TV. King's Poly's home opener in 2 weeks against King. Incomplete to Dominguez Walls in the end zone. Would have been the second touchdown of the day from Victor Aguilar.
I think he wants that one back. That hit him in a bad spot, and he hit it right in the hands.
So how about Victor Aguilar? One touchdown to Henry, wiped out by penalty. Another touchdown, hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it.
Oh, that should have been caught.
Zachary Perez on the coverage.
And that's one thing I thought, Poly has been successful with those big receivers. And there's a lot of one-on-one coverage as we're watching here from North. And the size difference, if you look at top to bottom.
Matt Henry, 6'2", Jacob Wacha, 6'3", 6'4". And a short run as they'll face a third down coming up. Maddox Long, after the field goal we saw earlier and the rushing touchdown to give him some confidence, maybe this is his range. Would love to see it if they don't gain another yard. Nick Palomares will check in at running back. So Joshua Dominguez-Wells in there at receiver for Pauley. Matt Henry to the left. Dominguez-Wells, Jacob Bacha to the right. 2 of the 3 out there, joined by Paul Robles. Third down. Blitz is coming from North. Aguilar fires to the outside for Bacha. Inside of the 20, and he's got the first down to the 18. Tyleek Barra, the tackle.
Yeah, for Poly now, play smart football. You're within the 20-yard line here. You got to make smart plays. But run some clock here. You're in no big hurry. You're up 16-0. Let's get to that fourth quarter.
What's amazing about this football team, Pauley, is that they, I'm sure, are looking at tape this coming Monday and thinking they should be up much more. A lot of points off the board for the Bears tonight. Matt Henry on the tunnel screen. The 10 and the 5. He's taken down on a 1st and goal. Matt Henry, if you can get him going on the screen pass, good luck to opponents bringing him down.
Here's the replay there. Great screenplay there. Those are some bonus yards from your lines. You got to go buy them some sandwiches. Go buy, you know what? They should go buy them some Chick-fil-A Panda Panda burgers.
Okay. Oh man, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
I don't know if you know this, but there's Panda. They have a new panda at the San Diego Zoo.
Do they?
They do. They brought them over. In fact, in the next 2 weeks, I believe the pandas are going to be available for everybody to come visit. Right now, they're behind closed doors, getting acclimated.
Interesting.
And they eat some Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A pandas. He left after that.
Yeah, you called a cow a panda, and he got angry and left.
Oh man,
you're not going to ever live that one down.
I don't have my glasses on. Off the play fake, Aguilar throws to the 2-yard line, and Bacha shoved out short of the end zone by Zachary Perez.
There's just a quick out. Like I said, they've been pretty successful when they've gone to the sidelines tonight. Thought we'd see more of that. I'm sure Jerron Gilbert will be watching this tonight. Jerron, go to the sideline.
Yeah,
a lot of work over there.
Began his coaching career as a D-line coach at Long Beach College. 1 year at Patriot, 4 years as head coach of Arupa Valley, and now 3 years at Pauley. Jerron Gilbert building a winner for the Bears. Off the full house, they'll go run, and the Huskies were all over it, as Michael Gaines Jr. didn't get much on the ground. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. No, 4th and goal, sorry. 4th and goal to 2. For the next play, it looks like we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. 16-0 Pauley. Friday night pep rally tonight at 11.
Oh, I can't wait.
So you're telling me that their upcoming Red Zone feature featuring 6 games from across the Inland Empire.
We'll have between 4 and 6 games a week, depending on our friends sending us their feeds. And John Rice will be in studio for the Red Zone We're just trying to come up with a name. I like the Rice Zone or the Rice Bowl.
The Rice Bowl.
But the only thing is, when I say those things,
You got to bring another rice in
Well,
there.
that
We
just-
have 3 of them.
it just makes
Do we
me.
still have 3 of them?
Yeah, we have 2 Nick Rices that work for City of
Yeah.
Riverside. We have the unfunny Nick Rice and the angry Nick Rice.
Interesting.
Which one are you is the question, because I don't see you very angry.
Let me see. give me one more commercial break.
I'll give you a better. I'll give you. Think of
Huh. Okay.
Nick Rice. You're a great guy. I love working with you. Great to see you, buddy.
That's usually what the ladies say. You're a great guy. You got a good personality.
Oh, that's bad.
that's real bad.
They just say, "Hey, I'm tall, bald, and handsome."
Oh, bald, handsome. That's. Oh man.
You got good hair, though.
Do I?
Yeah. If I had a daughter, she wouldn't date you, though. She would not.
Oh man. Good head on my shoulders. That's what they
you're a
say.
good-looking young chap.
Good head on my shoulders. I'm real young, by the way. Did you know that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Maddox Long, the man of
The hour.
night, actually. Field goal, almost blocked, but Maddox Long doesn't bother that. Kick is good, 19-0.
Now,
Polly.
I know you work with J.R. Ibarra quite a bit. Do you guys still do? Do you still give out game balls? I know you.
We should.
Well, you did. Did you do it last week?
We did. Couldn't tell you who we gave it to.
You did, though. You gave out the game balls.
Yes, we sure
Oh,
did.
I can't wait to hear who you're going to give the game ball to tonight.
Yes. We're going to give it to Nick Rice down there in the truck doing our work
No,
for us.
the other Nick Rice is not here. He's at home.
He's
at home being angry, thinking about you.
He's helping remotely. I wonder why he's angry. It's like the first, that's not really him.
Yeah, it's been the Maddox Long show.
Yeah, he has been something. But he does not do kickoffs for the Bears. Isaac Mendoza is the kickoff man for Poly.
Great staff, though, here at Riverside TV.
This one is muffed, picked up at the 20-yard line, and Angel Hernandez brings it back to about the 30-yard line. So we mentioned in 2016, Poly got into the playoffs at 1-9. I am curious if there is ever a situation where an 0-10 team can get into the playoffs. Maybe if you finish high enough in the division.
I don't think that
You
would
don't
be.
think so? 0-10.
I'm not sure, but a 1-9 though is a good clip.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But great to have you. Great to see you, buddy. It's
Great
always
to
fun.
see you.
I love
Great
working
to
with
see
you, Nick Rice. You're a good guy.
Sure am. That's it goes both ways. You know what's amazing is I've spent the summer. I've really dedicated myself to
Pop
all
culture?
things Beatles. You know, they're a great band. I love all their songs. Every one of them. I've listened. Every song that they have is great. Is very entertaining. As Bronson Hogue brings this one out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
All right, name a Beatle then.
All right,
here
name
we
a
go.
Beatle.
Huh? Name
Okay,
you can't name-
Beetlejuice. That is a Beatle.
Okay. There's
Let's
the
see.
replay. Look, Hogue going outside here.
19-yard run for Bronson Hogue.
We're going to repeat that again.
I do forget how we even came up on that topic.
Because you
know?
said you were a big Beatles fan.
Right. I mean, there's no need to dive into it, but it just came up, and it's just. Maybe we can have our presidential.
No, we're not doing that
tribute.
either.
Oh, dang it.
No flag in the play there. Thrown over.
Getting right to the point. A little bit of contact downfield. So we've got Ringo there. Ringo Starr is
Hey, you do know.
Is
Good,
a good
that's
one.
enough. Just stop. You're good. That's good.
Yeah, all
You've
right,
already
good,
done.
good.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
Quit while you're ahead.
you are 1-0 so far tonight. I feel good
All
for you.
right. There we go. All right. It's been a rough night for the Huskies throwing the ball, but Bronson Hogue has been the guy that they've leaned on in the second half. A 10-yard burst and a first down.
Yeah, no, I mean, North has really improved here in the second half. They're just not getting any points off it. They've scored, got some first downs. Bronson Hogue is starting to run through a little bit. I'm sure Coach O.P. Vaiapulu and his staff have seen something, because we've seen Hogue get some yardage on the ground.
JW North has been the home of good running backs over the years. A couple years ago, we saw Furra and Shannon run the ball well.
And Mikaele.
Okay, that was who I was thinking about. Venancio Mikaele.
Great running back. One of the best running backs I've seen in the last 10 years here out of John W. North.
Wow.
Athletic. Not a big guy, but very powerful. Just a strong back. Could jump over anybody. He was not like I said, not a big guy, but strong as an ox.
1,000-yard runner all 4 seasons at JW North. Before him, we had Josh Nagalma.
Yep. Close enough. North making a move here. They can get in here quickly. They can make this a ball game.
Armstrong Meffers. Just diving back into the history machine for JW North. But Venancio Mikaele, like you said, as good as anybody. In his prime, we're thinking, what was the best player in the city of Riverside football, regardless of position?
He was fun to watch.
He was right up there.
He was really, he was an entertaining player to come. If you came down up here to 3rd and Chicago, Venancio Mikaele was one of those guys I look forward to seeing every single time we covered the Huskies.
Strong drive here from JW North. A deep drop. Here comes Anthony Zavala, who can run too, but he throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Matthew Padilla on the coverage of Damian Mendoza.
I like what North did, though. They went threw the ball to the corner of the end zone. That was a catchable ball. Great defense, though, by the Bears.
A lot of contact on both sides between Padilla and Mendoza. I'd say a good no call there.
Yeah, it was just great good defense.
Well, JW North, it seemed, couldn't even move the ball a yard in the first half. Their last drive, after a couple of first downs, stalled at about this area of the field in the third quarter. They have a second down. Garcia and Rivers, the 2 motion men for JW North. They're desperate to score their first points today. Play fake to Hogue. On the run, Anthony Zavala with a head of steam. Gain of 6 on the ground. Ryan Sanchez with another tackle. And if JW North wants to win this game, they've got to score right now.
They've got to get in the end zone somehow. It's a big third down play here. 3rd and 4?
And then JR would be calling onside kick. I think he'd be calling onside kick in the first half. A little drunk with power, but nonetheless, I think onside could be a possibility if they score on this possession. Zavala on the 3rd down and 4 picks up 5. First down.
North able to move the ball here in the second half. They're just, like I said, not able to get on to pay dirt.
And, we beat a dead horse, but the biggest difference is they're starting to move the ball with that offensive line.
And remember, Poly's got to be a little tired. This is their first game. They game shape and practice shape are 2 different things. North has that game shape playing against Ramona last week. But Poly, though, has looked really, really good tonight. There's a good throw.
To the end zone for Garcia.
And there's
a lot
the
of
flag.
contact.
Oh, no flag.
No flag. I was going to say, though, for Poly, if you think that you're tired now, next week when it's 105, good luck.
Is it supposed to be hot next week?
Sure is.
Really?
Would I ever lie to you?
Well, no, you wouldn't.
No, I would always. You can count on me.
It's really supposed to be that hot, huh?
102, sorry.
Oh, that's still warm.
102.
I want fall and winter to hurry up and get here.
Hurry up and get here. Not yet. RCC in Long Beach. Second down. Zavala under duress by Sanchez and throws this one right into harm's way. Incomplete, but I'd say if you're Zavala, throw that out by 10 yards, not by 1.
Yeah, I mean, that was close to being a turnover again.
Matthew Padilla trying to earn the Game Ball Award, which we'll hand out in a couple of minutes.
I can't wait to hear that.
Am I allowed to give the Game Ball to
You can give it to whoever
Scott
you want.
Brocious?
Nope.
Oh.
You got to be give a player. I can't wait to hear who
Well, you
you're
did
going
just
to
say
give the
whoever you
Game Ball
want.
to.
Okay, all right. JW North back-to-back long drives here in the second half on Riverside TV, home of as good as any high school football, college football coverage in the area as Benji Matthews makes another stop. That'll bring up fourth down.
He has been so good all night long. I mean, he has been involved in nearly every single play defensively.
And I'd say the only thing stopping him from being a D1 football player is he is a little short, but his production on the field is good as anybody. Some football player.
And what's great about being here in the Inland Empire is you have University of Redlands down the road.
Yep, RCC
You've got
Tigers
RCC.
are going there.
There's a lot of opportunities for that young junior to play on Saturday afternoons.
On fourth down, Calvin Rivers makes the catch. Touchdown, Huskies.
And right down the middle, like you said, great play. Let's see if North now is going to go for get the score here, go for 2 maybe.
Looks like they'll settle for 1. Is this too little too late as JW North punches it in?
3 timeouts for both teams.
Yeah, 8:32 to go. JW North couldn't seem to get anything going in the first half. My apologies. They will go for 2 here with nothing but tight ends and linemen in the game for Anthony Zavala. He takes the snap, and Hogue throws it in the end zone. The 2-pointer is good. Julian McCullough, the up man, makes the catch.
That was a great play call there by head coach O.P. Vaiapulu. That's a smart play. I mean, you can get another touchdown here and go for 2. You're within 3 of a strike here. Let's see if they go for the onside kick. I would almost.
If it was like at 7, maybe you'd do it.
Yeah,
6 or 7.
Still a little bit extra time here. And Poly, like I said, hasn't scored every time down. It's a relatively low-scoring game. Let's see if North will rely on their defense or go for another strike here like they just did and change the complexion of this ball game.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the first career touchdown for Calvin Rivers, number 17, and a good time to do it with the Huskies down by 11. Well, you'd mentioned that guys, I'd mentioned only thing stopping some of these guys from being D1, they may be a little short. They may be, not quite in the big L.A. or San Diego market. But, that was the same narrative Tajon Henderson now playing at Chaffee. Junior college is not just a great route to make it to Division I. There's 5 players in the Hall of Fame in the NFL that went to junior college.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is one of them that's going to be.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to keep playing. I mean, it doesn't always have to be, like I said, it doesn't always have to be Division I. There's so many Division II, Division III programs, NAIA programs across the country.
Lopez onside kick past Matthews, and if it touched Pauly, that may be interesting, but it did not. So Bears will have the ball at about the 40.
So they went for that strike, trying to get the ball back. Now they got to rely on this defense. Let's see if Pauly's going to keep it on the ground or they're going to force it. Still kind of throw the football here with 8:32 to go.
One random note, nothing to do with this game, or maybe it kind of does. Any thoughts on the NFL kickoff?
Oh, I don't. I haven't really watched too much of. I don't watch too much preseason. I just don't. I'll get going here. When does it start? Next week?
Yep, on Thursday. I'd say it's not half bad. I just hope they keep it. Whatever it takes.
If it's for safety reasons, they keep it going. I mean, football's changed in the last 30 years.
Right. Off the pump fake, here goes the quarterback, Victor Aguilar, taken down by Tyleek Barra, gain of 14. And if the Bears are to hold on to the lead here, they're going to need to keep moving the clock and moving the chains.
Yeah, if you watched football in the 70s and even the early 80s, I mean, it was a brutal sport.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say it's become more like a touch football situation,
Yeah.
but I am so glad that they have changed the rules to help
all
the
right.
safety. And honestly, the scoring's gone up, the injuries have gone down, and
Except the quarterbacks for some reason. It seems like everyone's getting hurt at quarterback.
because they're flimsy sometimes.
Ooh, interesting. The homeboy was healthy, though, so there's something. But Herbert got hurt walking around a couple weeks ago, so that's fun.
And North coming out here is showing some fight.
Yeah. Where was this team in the first half? Do halftime speeches always work, or is it just, a chance to breathe?
I think any time you play Riverside Poly, and if you're John W. North, that's your big rival. I mean, it's one of your, the big two, Riverside Poly and Ramona, another big rival. But I tell you, you have to get up for these games. And talking with the coaching staff of John W. North, I don't know if they came prepared last week. When you make mental mistakes, it's not the coaching. It's maybe the nerves of the first game, or you just didn't come quite ready to play. But they've come out and played a lot harder tonight, that is for sure.
Especially in the second half. Matthew Padilla gaining some of the yardage back to the 42 of the Huskies. Next snap should be at under 7 minutes. And if the Bears score a touchdown on this drive, that might be all she wrote tonight.
I believe so, just because North just hasn't been able to move the ball. The only time they moved the ball, they outplayed Poly here, I think, in the second half, but they just haven't put up the points.
Yeah. Second down and 6. Seven-man rush. Incomplete. Matt Henry at 6'2", hard to overthrow as a guy that big. Incomplete, however. Victor Aguilar on the throw. 6:42 remaining, and by this stage of the game, the clock stopped is a good thing for JW North. Here's a look at that last pass from Victor Aguilar. Has been relatively accurate tonight. That's one he'd love to have back. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham tonight.
What a great atmosphere! I mean, this is the old Ivy League. This is the stuff, the fans we used to see back in the, the 80s and 90s. I mean, it was the games were all like this in Riverside.
I mean, got to be at least 2,000 people here tonight.
Oh, easily.
Wow. And no one blocking our view. That's also a plus.
Some of these press boxes, sometimes you have to rely on watching the monitors.
Yeah.
But see, I'm an old man, so I have to rely on the monitor most of the time anyway.
Yeah, it works out. Fourth down, they're going to go for it, Jeff Gorham.
And why not middle of the field? I think Poly's felt pretty good with their defensive line tonight. And why not? Why not give it a shot here? Let's see if they try to throw off the cadence and get offsides. Nope.
Fourth down and 5. Aguilar's hit as he throws and finds a wide open Cruz Davis. Backbreaker for JW North. That's another couple minutes off the clock for the Poly Bears.
Just a great design play there offensively. Everybody runs to the sideline. They ran that guy right behind the secondary. He was wide open. I mean, there was no one 5 yards in front of him.
Number 7, Devontae Cruz Davis, putting together the finishing touches of what the Bears hope is their first win of the season. After going 1-6 last year, 1-0 is not too bad to begin this year. And then next week they'll play at Sultana on a Friday. 2 weeks from now on Riverside TV, Poly will play host, their home opener, to the Wolves of King in what is a heavyweight matchup in the preseason. Number 3, Paul Robles, to about the 13-yard line with 5:12 remaining in the ball game. JW North, their upcoming schedule at King. That game on Riverside TV on Thursday the 5th, and then at Chino Hills.
And, talking about CIF teams, the last 2 seasons, I don't know if many people know this, but we've had 6 Riverside teams 2 years in a row have won playoff games. So that's that's an incredible clip right there.
Yeah. And obviously winners of the CIF title, Division 11, Ramona Rams.
And CIF finalist, Riverside Poly. So, the Inland Empire, especially Riverside, has become such a great part of the southern section for football. You talk about the Trinity League out in Orange County, and you talk about the Big 8. Hey, they're great football, and I'm not going to take anything away from them, but we have something special here, the jewel of Riverside, and we have been dominant. You look at like I said, 2 years in a row, 6 teams winning a playoff game.
That's crazy. And usually we don't know who's going to do that, who's going to run the table for a month or two. So Pauley looks really good tonight, but who knows? North could win a CIF title this year.
I am looking forward to week 4 as the Rams and the Bears. Oh, woo. My. We're going to have
Rams and Bears.
That rematch at Ramona High School.
The LA Rams and the Chicago Bears. I'd say Ramona and Pauley's even more entertaining than Caleb Williams and Matthew Stafford.
Wow.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
Wow, that's impressive. I can't wait to see Sincere Tolbert. Tolbert missed the first game. Looking forward to
injury.
Not too sure. He was not available to play, but can't wait to see that young man in action. We saw the growth from game 1 to game 13 last year.
Man.
And he is
a sincere runner, I'll give you that.
He is sincere. And then remember, the year before that, they had the great Bo Bruins, who is now over at RCC.
Oh, see, we were telling you all year. Join the Tigers, Bo Bruins. After he ran for 10,000 million yards last year. Matt Henry incomplete. No flag. Ricky Salunga on the coverage with 2:56 remaining in the game.
Yeah, in fact, I want to believe that there's a couple Riverside kickers on RCC this year. I'm going to look them up, and they're both Riverside players.
Look at Matt Henry. That is of all the things that has gone right for the Bears tonight, they just throw that jump ball to Matt Henry, and they have not been able to connect tonight.
Yeah, they've got Dayton Ford out of Martin Luther King High School. You can see him next week.
Oh,
you have Leo Tupou out of this John W. North High School, the sophomore.
These are all names.
Kevin Baptiste, the sophomore,
yep.
He's going to be back.
How about Maddox Long, who looks like an RCC Tiger to me? This is a 35-yard field goal, a good hold. The kick is long enough, but it's not long enough. It was drifting too. No good. Maddox Long, his incredible run snapped there. And it should be noted, our game balls are coming up momentarily.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Oh, wait a minute. Maddox Long is still perfect on field goals, is he? We got a penalty on JW North.
Let's see who else we have coming back for RCC. That was actually last year's team, so those guys are. There is another Tupou, I know that, who is playing.
How about that?
You have Jawan Nixon out of Hillcrest High School. Talon Smosky, who played here at Riverside Poly last year.
You're up to like 10 names.
Bo Bruins playing his freshman year. He had
number 20.
He had a injury last year. Had his knee fixed. He'll be ready to go. One of the most dynamic players we've seen in Riverside in years. And then Eddie Elaine.
About time all the Riverside players go there.
That's great.
To me, it just felt like a natural, step.
Adrian Williams from John W. North. Got to get all these kids' names in here quickly.
Adrian Williams.
You also had George Romero from Riverside Poly. Yep. Joseph Soto of Ramona.
Flag is down. 2:55 left.
Alex Ruelas from La Sierra High School. And another La Sierra, Roman Aguirre.
Wow.
A plethora of Riverside kids. That tells you how good Riverside players are. With Tom Kraft is is going down and bringing in some local kids. Joseph Chavez from Patriot High School.
Chavez.
You gotta, if his name's Chavez, he's going to be fantastic. And
first and goal. They'll go run, and here he goes to the 4-yard line, Nick Palomares.
A lot of Riverside guys, so come out and a couple Moreno Valley kids, Rancho Cucamonga. So come on out, check out the Tigers next Saturday at Wheelock Stadium, or just tune in here on Riverside TV as Gazal is on, and myself and Pep Fernandez will be on the call at RCC.
Just a reminder, Thursday, King against North. That game played at King. Friday, Hillcrest and Ramona. We'll have that for you at Arlington High School. Then RCC in Long Beach on Saturday. Busy weekend coming up on Riverside TV. Here is Nick Palomares, the Pauley running back, to seal the deal for the Bears. Touchdown, Pauley. Ramona 37 and Arlington 19 at the end of the third quarter. Rams poised to go to 2-0. Pauley poised to go to 1-0, setting up a big matchup in 2 weeks. All right, Nick Palomares in for the touchdown. Maddox Long should be trying the extra point, but this could be a 2-point conversion attempt for the Bears. Some reaction up here in the booth.
Is that there
Bears
too much
up
time
by 17.
there?
Yep, delay a game. Let's hope that you guys can get over to the pep rally by 11 tonight.
What time is it? We got plenty of time. Pep Fernandez is over deep in the studio working on the pep rally. One of the best, the second best show.
Hopefully he's not writing the scoring summary of CSDR. Certainly hope he's not doing that.
You just mentioned every player, and they all scored because it's 8-man football.
You know what? He does seem like the guy that wouldn't mention that.
Yeah, join Pep Fernandez, the greatest sports reporter in the world, I have to say.
World.
Man, better than Dan Patrick even.
Wow.
If I have a choice to be on a desert island with somebody, it's definitely Pep Fernandez.
Well, I know that's a tough deal because towards the top of your rankings is Nick Wright, as that extra point is good.
No, but Nick Rice is, though. My buddy in the booth next to me.
All right, which one?
Just
26 to 8.
Just you.
Oh.
I would go on a desert island with you, and I would teach you so much about pop culture that it would blow your mind.
Would it?
Yeah, it would.
Oh man!
By the time if we ever got rescued, and if I didn't have to eat you, let's be honest.
Fair point.
Let's be honest. If we had
that's like a lunch. Though.
If we had coconuts and I could catch lizards, if I could live off that, I'd be fine. But just know this: if there's nothing there, I might eat you.
Oh, interesting.
But I would love to hang out.
But you would think about it?
No. I would love to hang out and at least talk to you. And you'd come out of there, you would know more about pop culture. The only person who knows more about pop culture is Gazal is on. He can tell you every guest star on Fantasy Island, Love Boat, and Hunter. He can name every character ever.
Love Boats? Is that any different than
you don't know what Love Boat? Okay, we're just done. Okay, let's just enjoy the rest of the game here with 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Jeff Gorms has PTSD from working on me all year and getting zero progress on my pop culture references. Literally zero. Well, maybe a little bit.
No.
Let me think. Have we gotten any progress?
Nick
in the
Rice,
last year?
I love you, but, you're great at calling a football game. But
all right.
I don't think you've ever seen a movie in your life other than a Matthew McConaughey movie.
Man, what movie did I see that one time?
I don't know. That one movie. That could be a whole gamut of movies, but I just don't know. I don't know what it could be. Have you seen Star Wars?
Man, is it getting hot in here?
No, I'll leave you alone. Great to work with you again, bud.
Great personality, I tell you. A good guy. A run of about 8 for Bronson Hogue. Paul Robles with the tackle yet again. You want to know who probably watches his fair share of Gladiator films is Benji Matthews, who's all over there on the tackle.
That's another low-hanging fruit. I'm not going to go there because I did love the movie Airplane.
Oh, I love that movie. Oh, man. And don't call me Shirley. Oh, that's incomplete. Damian Mendoza, the intended target.
Well, if you recall in the movie, they say, hey, you watch Gladiator movies. And that was,
did they say that? Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Great play here. Almost caught
You're like,
here.
even the movies you watch, you don't even know.
No. Yeah.
What is that? Oh, man.
Look at that. Almost a great one-handed catch.
I was like, oh, Leslie Nielsen passed away? And then my buddy's like, yeah, like 20 years ago. Oh, man. Third down and short. Screen, Bronson Hogue. It should be noted the Huskies have all 3 of their timeouts if they want to get fancy. Run a 2-minute drill. Indeed, they've got...
So we will see the Huskies next week once again, the 3rd week in a row. Because we love Coach O.P. Vaiapulu and the staff. As they will play Jason McBains.
1:08 left in the ball game. Here's your shot and plenty of contact. If that's not a penalty, I don't know what is.
And there it is. The flag is thrown.
Nathan Ramirez was tied up on Damian Mendoza. Damian Mendoza was a big part of this offense last year, but we really haven't heard of him much to begin this season. Here's a look at the contact. Does that look like contact?
I believe so.
Oh,
I believe when you tackle the receiver. Yeah, that might be the guy that's laying on the ground. Yeah, that might be a penalty.
All right. Do you ever get a good ribbing at Gazal? You know, like get him good. You didn't see that one coming, or he sees it all coming.
Yeah, I don't mess with Gazal.
Wow. Does he mess with you at all?
Everybody messes with me.
Oh yeah. Matthews on the rush, and can I interest you in 3 sacks tonight from Benji Matthews? Jace Bahena was there too.
I know who you're going to give the game ball to.
Oof,
I know who it is, and you better not call him by you better call him by his whole name.
His whole name.
You know.
All right. Well.
Okay. You got 42 seconds left.
Game ball. We can go.
This is the Nick Rice game ball.
It's official. If you get this game ball, this is hanging up on the rafters. Okay. We got Maddox Long with 3 field goals and a fake punt touchdown. That might be the only fake punt touchdown we see all year. So, you know, that's got to be in there. And Matt Henry, Matthew Padilla caught the touchdown to the end zone. Yeah. And Bronson Hogue. What the heck?
Oh, really?
Right, those are the
you
nominees.
didn't. You know, the one thing I thought you would mention. I thought you had mentioned Benjamin.
Oh, yeah.
How many sacks? 3 sacks?
3 sacks tonight. What am I doing here?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I thought for sure it would have been, but I could see Maddox Long.
Yeah, I'm going.
You got to give the kicker some love, and so I'll agree with you.
Maddox Long, congrats. His 1 field goal he missed. There was a penalty flag though, so he's perfect. 3 for 3. That gets off the sheet. And our first fake punt touchdown.
Well, it's been
nice
fun.
One for the highlight reel. Pep Fernandez has about an hour and a half to go get his best Chris Berman on. Zoop.
Oh, he's better.
Go.
He is much better than Chris Berman.
Wow. Tune in tonight at 11 o'clock. Pep Fernandez, Jeff Gorham, and the Pep Rally.
Well, like I
said.
And
the Jeff Rally.
No. Jeff Rally's only when Pep is gone.
Oh, boy. He's got that down.
But it's been fun seeing you.
Yep, absolutely.
Nick Rice, you have made my day. I woke up this morning, I had my cup of coffee, and I said, I get to see my favorite, Nick Rice. And
I had a couple cups of coffee this morning. It was a long day, I tell you. So I had to get ready for this one today. But the highlight of the week, Riverside TV.
Game of the week, we see Riverside Poly is the real deal.
And go ahead, you can put in the comments section, is there anybody else in California who does this much coverage? I mean, literally anybody.
No, we are the best in the world. You just said California. No, we are the best prep and college football station in the entire globe.
Wow. Amazing. 3.2 seconds left, not 32. 3.2. Final play of the game. Anthony Zavala. He's going deep. This one to the end zone, and Garcia's got it. A touchdown for the Huskies. Denavia Garcia, a sophomore, but emerging star for the Huskies, all the way for the touchdown. First name, Denavia. And I got to tell you, a late threat for the game ball, Denavia, number 44. Amazing play. Apparently it took 0.8 seconds to run that touchdown play.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. So with 2.5 seconds remaining in the game, it is Guillermo Lopez, extra point. That's a little home cooking for you. Oh, that kick is no good. There's only one Maddox Long in the field tonight, 26-14.
So 2.5 seconds left to go here.
So Denavia Long, Denavyah. That's his first name. It's 2.5 or 25, one or the other.
Well, we'll see here when they start that clock.
Yeah.
If it goes to 0 and 2.5.
Yeah, we will see. Yeah, it probably is 25. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know,
you're supposed to have those dots.
Yeah, but either way, Denavia is a name to look at moving forward in high school football. Onside kick. Number 54, Guillermo Lopez, another sophomore. Future's bright for the Huskies. Lopez. 5 yards. That'll be an infraction. Looking at this Pauley schedule, how many losses are we seeing this year?
Losses. Let's talk wins.
Let's talk wins.
Pauley?
Right down there in the bottom. I know, it's size 4 font, but...
How the heck do you read that?
Sultana, King, and Ramona. Those are the next 3.
You know what? I'm going to say Bears win them all.
Wow.
I don't know. They're just saying
Redlands, Hemet, and Rancho Christian, the next 3.
Oh, that's a tough schedule for Poly.
Really?
Yeah. Rancho Christian's very good. Hillcrest is, we've seen as Travis Carter's done a good job. Valley View's improved. And Arlington, who has shown some moxie.
So maybe he was 7-3, probably. And something like that.
Hemet is in that, and Hemet's pretty good. Or I like to say Hemet. The Bulldogs of Hemet. Redlands Terriers, I predict a win against the Terriers. And I predict a
Scott
win.
Brocious was right. It is 25 seconds, but the game is over. So I'm saying 7-3, maybe 8-2, something like that.
Good prediction.
We'll see how it goes. You know me.
Give me another week, and I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Join Jeff Gorham and Pep Fernandez on the Pep Rally tonight. My game ball, Maddox Long. Jeff's game ball is Maddox Long.
I'm going to go with Benjamin Matthews.
Benjamin Matthews.
Yes.
What a game. 3 sacks for Matthews tonight. Bears win it 26-14. They are 1-0. North, we'll see him next week at King. They look to rebound starting the year 0-2. A good rally late for the Huskies, but Pauley jumped out to a 19-0 lead. Huskies got the first takeaway of the game, but then Pauley broke through. Here is the first score of the day. This was eventually wiped out by a hold, Matt Henry from Victor Aguilar. But the Bears finally broke through with my game ball, Maddox Long. Here's a look at that 56-yard touchdown run. That made the score 10-0 Pauley. Then the Bears broke it open A good mix of run and pass. That offense looks very good. I'd say one of the best teams in the city of Riverside. Congrats to the Bears. They are 1-0 to begin the season and win the rivalry game against JW North tonight. Here's the last touchdown from Aguilar. This one to Matthew Padilla in the back line of the end zone. That made the game 19-0 on the Maddox long extra point. Huskies came back. Kudos to Anthony Zavala, who threw for a pair of touchdowns in the second half. That one to Calvin Rivers, and then DeAnthony Garcia later in the game. Here's the 2-point conversion. And our final score tonight, 26-14. Here is the Nick Palomares goal line touchdown for the Bears. As Pauley looks like, led by Jerron Gilbert, a team to beat in the city of Riverside. We'll have a competition at some point over the year. Is Notre Vista the better team? Is Pauley better? We'll have plenty of discussion on that throughout the year. It was a pleasure doing this one. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham, Riverside TV. Pauley 26, North 14.
And for everybody, our award-winning staff, Scott Brochus and his team, this was a fun one to do as the crosstown rival, the crosstown showdown between Riverside Poly and John W. North goes in favor of the Bears.
Join us on Pep Zone, Prep Rally, tonight at 11. Until then, I'm Nick Rice. That's Jeff Gorham. Kudos to the rest of our crew tonight from JW North. Pauley by 26-14 over JW North. Good night.